Hello, my beautiful and wonderful people. You beautiful souls out there, guys. This is Destiny. And I am back with this video because I was inspired to do this video because of my daughter. I talk about all the time, Jazzy Boo. And I just want to share this information that I got a revelation this morning from the Divine Creator with the conversation that Jazzy and I had. And I'm going to talk about the differences between fear, fight, flight, and flee. Hello again, guys. This is Destiny. And Destiny is back to talk on this particular subject to address something a conversation that I was having with my daughter a couple of days ago. Hi, my YouTube channel is Destiny Forever Walks, and if this is the first time that you ever come to my channel, you are welcome. You have an invitation to come in, sit with me, and watch my videos. And then you are free to just stroll all through my content and watch all of my videos, because I'm telling you, you're going to be so amazed with the information and the knowledge that I am sharing out here about your greater and higher self and becoming your best version of whom the creator of the universe has created for you to be. So to all my subscribers, I always have to recognize you guys, and I say thank you. You're my friends. You're my friends. Those who wants to connect with me in that relationship as becoming friends, I accept you with my whole heart. So let's get into this. And the topic again, and I have my notes, and you will see me looking down at times, okay? The differences between fear, flight, fight, and flee. Now, as I said, this topic was inspired with a conversation that my daughter Jazzy and I had a few days ago. And let me tell you about my daughter. We share this house together, okay? She walks around just like she doesn't have legs, like she doesn't have feet, like she has feather on her feet or cotton balls on the bottom of her feet. She gets around the whole entire place. And before I know it, she's standing there in my space, and it frightens me. I mean, it startles me. That's what I'm really trying to say. It startles me because I didn't hear her coming. I heard no sound or any kind of response that she was in movement toward my direction. And so, because she can move so quickly and so smoothly, it is totally, absolutely silent and soundless. I don't know how she do it. And before you know it, there she is. She's standing there on top of you, looking at you, or leaning over on top, like how did you get here? And you know what I do? I jump. Emotionally, I would jump because it startles me. I wasn't expecting that. Not having someone to come into my territory that suddenly or that rapidly, and I can't even hear them coming toward me. And then, of course, I just scream, she's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm okay, but I was not expecting you, and I did not hear you. How long have you been standing there? And she'd be laughing. I've been standing here for a while, but hey, she's laughing, but I'm just like, okay, I get you, but why are you creeping? I'm not creeping, it's the way I walk. Okay, Jessie. But anyway, she always ended up in my space silently, so soundlessly, and I am startled. So the other day, just a few days ago, she asked me this question. She said, Mom, what are you afraid of? And immediately when she asked that question, afraid of, it wasn't a point about being afraid, and my gut intuition just immediately answered that question to her. And my gut intuition said, I have no fear. I'm not afraid of anything. that's what I said. I'm not afraid, Jazzy. I have no fear. And that's what my gut intuition immediately gave me an answer to her question. And my gut intuition went on to say to her, even though I'm not afraid or I'm not in fear of anything, it's my fight or flight signals that I am receiving from the divine creator God or from the universe to guard myself, to protect myself in case there were danger or harm, you know. So she looked at me and like, okay, what is that, Mom? What is you talking about? I said, you understand? It's the fight or the flight signals. It's just like a guard. It's a protection. It's the way that the universe covers us. It's a protection code. It's like a security blanket for us to take covering, to secure ourselves. If by any chance there was someone there to harm us, someone there to cause some kind of danger in our lives, he gives us a way to protect ourselves and give us this warning. Either fight, flight, flee. And get beyond the fear because he's there to protect us. So, when I talked to her about that topic, today it came up back to me again. I was like, let me dig a little deeper into this topic and maybe she can get a better clarity of what I was saying to her. And maybe possibly it's something that you may experience yourself and you might want to get a deeper understanding, revelation to the fear, the fight, the flight, and the flee, and these circumstances that I explained how she eases around, move around, she just walks so quietly. You may have had that experience with people that you have been around. So let's talk about this conversation today. And let me explain. I'm going to look down, look at my notes here. I'll jot it down. So my people, today, this conversation that I had back about a few days ago with Jazzy, it brought back this feeling of urgency. Hey, let me go deeper into these topics and share this information. And I hope you guys may get something from this information as well. And then I sure hope Jazzy will get a better clarity and understanding of the conversation that her and I had. So let's get into it now. I'm going to be looking down because I'm going to read from my notes, my people. What is the difference between fear and anxiety? Fear responds to a real threat by putting you into fight or flight. However, when the fear is imagined and the fight or flight instincts kicks in, okay, you don't know how your response may be. You may not know if it'll startle you or you just stand there calm, cool, like people say, as a cucumber. You don't know. But the Creator knows how to guard and protect you, okay? And He will send signals and messages to give you a warning of what you shall do, or stand still and see the salvation of the Creator God, or take flight, or flee, or fight. That's how He takes care of us, my people. Now, there may be many reasons for such fear, or the reason why we feel that we need to flee, or to fight, or even to take flight. And there may be reasons like our childhood trauma, anxiety that we may be experiencing within our bodies. It may be situations where we have gone through some really hard and hurtful times and moments through life and with people. So even though, like I said, it could be many reasons for this trauma or this anxiety, it's just like a memory of a frightening experience that is from your childhood or your adolescence years may produce feelings of anxiety in your day-to-day adult world. And that's why they may continue to come up even after, you're going through your childhood stages and even to your adolescent stage. And today you still may be having some fear that you have not yet addressed or you have not brought closure to. And it just brings up that triggers or those trigger points in your life today. So, although you may or may not consciously remember, my people, the frightening events that you may have gone through or you may have experienced or that have brought on anxiety in your life, something though triggers the feeling of fear. And then what happens? Your brain, it senses danger, my people. And your body, it responds to that accordingly. Take flight. And that's the way the Creator, He has to protect us. This way He has to guard us. And it's not mean saying you're a coward or you just afraid of everything. No, it's a way sometimes fear is used as a factor to guard us, to secure us, to protect us, to keep us away from danger or things that may be more harmful to us. And you know what fear is, that fear, F-E-A-R, that false evidence appearing real. And some of y'all are going to get that later on or even tomorrow. So my people, let's talk about this just a little bit more. We all have fear responses. You get that? We all have fear responses, and that's not meaning that we are afraid of something or even that we are afraid of someone or we are afraid of life. Fear can also play as your body protection, my people. It's a covering, or it's our response or a way to tell us, take covering, guard yourself. So, this is my question. Destiny loves to ask questions. What is your fear response? You ever thought about it? We all have those fear responses. How, when you find yourself in a place of panic or you've been startled or afraid or something comes upon you unexpectedly, it just catch you off guard. Have you ever thought, what was your fear response? How did you react? Listen here, my people. The human brain responds identically to both real and unreal danger. Because our brain plays a big factor in the way that we respond to the fear or to the fright. So the human brain, it responds identically to both real and unreal danger. And that is what we call the fight or flight response. And I know that's a term that we have probably all have heard during our lifetime, fight or flight. And that's, I hope as I'm explaining this that you're getting a deeper, clearer clarification and understanding of exactly what fight or flight is. So, this fight or flight response, my people, what happens is that it causes a surge of adrenaline to assist with either fighting or fleeing. And then your heart rate, as well as your blood pressure, it increases, people. And your senses become hyper alert. Also, you tune in now. You're constantly aware of what's in your environment. And that is what we call hyper alert. But it is also up to your brain now. So your brain plays a big part in this. It's up to your brain to determine whether the trigger is real, whether the feeling is fear, and if the need to fight or flee is also real. Also, it's up to your brain to determine if the trigger is unreal, whether it's like a movie or a fantasy or even a dream. And whether or not if the feeling is anxiety, my people, which is going to require no action to take on your part. The brain will send you signals that will let you know how to guard, how to cover yourself. And those comes directly from the divine creator himself through the brain and the wavelength of the brain. Okay? So, I'm about done. Let me clarify this a little bit more. In other words, people listen to this. Anxiety and fear, it produces virtually identical physiologic responses. And the difficulty is that your mind must make sense of the data. And when your mind makes sense of that data, then you know whether, okay, I can stand my ground. I don't have to run. I don't have to flee. I don't have to fight. I don't have to take flight. Because now I accessed it. But until you access that, you're going to respond to what your brain says. You're going to jump. You're going to scream. I mean, it's going to overpower you because at that moment you're going to expect it to happen, or someone to walk up on you, or someone to, you know what I'm saying, it's like they casing you out. It's just like, okay. But the difficulty is that your brain must make sense of that data. Over time, the mind, people, it learns how to distinguish between reality and unreality. Got that? Okay. However, though, it is never able to do this perfectly. And why is that? It's because frightening experiences, whether they're real or imagined, they automatically trigger the fight and the flee, or the flee and the flight response. And then let me repeat that again because I just want you to make sure you get this. It is never able to do this perfectly because frightening experiences, whether my people they are real or whether they are imagined, automatically it triggers the fight or flight response. Now the experiences that I had just shared with you about the incidents and times that my daughter Jazzy just creeps up on me. I mean, all of a sudden, I'm walking around this whole little environment territory. I don't even see her standing there. She's leaning over the counter. She's staring at me, looking at me. And I was like, and all of a sudden, how long have you been standing there? I've been standing there a while, but I don't see her. And all of a sudden, I turn around. There she was. It's startling. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I don't have no fear because I know the creator, God, this universe. He said, fear not, because I am with you. But I hope you understand about what I just shared about these experiences and incidents that I've had with my daughter, and I'm sure you have had those with people that has been in your life. So I share about these incidences and how they had really happened to me. So I had fear response. Yes, I did. I had fear response. So let me ask you a question. Do you know your fear response? And that is something that you may have never thought about, but we all have fear response. Think on that. So do you know, do you know your fear response? So if not, my people, your brain, it will send you messages to either fight, flight, or flee. It's going to help you. It's going to guard you. It's going to let you know, hey, or stand still. Have no fear, for the creator universe is always here to guard you, protect you. But your brain will send messages to you to whether you're going to have to take flight, or you're going to have to take flight, or flee, or you're going to just stand up against all fear. But these are messages sent to you from the divine creator God himself to protect yourself, to guard yourself from any harm or danger that could possibly be in your area or that could have come upon you. Stand still, my people, and see the salvation of the divine creator God of this universe. He said, fear not, I will fight fight for you. So take that to heart and listen to that. Now, I hope you understand the differences between fear, fight, flight, and flee. On that note, my people, I'm going to see you guys at the next video. Namaste, my lovely people. I hope you got a revelation of that. I hope Jazz is listening to this video as well. Fear not, for I am with you. That words came from the divine creator God himself right out of your Bible. Fear not, for he is always there to protect us. Namaste. I'll see you guys to the next video.